everyone, happy Saturday. Welcome to the start of a new reading vlog. This week I will be vlogging the Dark Academic Book Club birthday party readathon that the book club is hosting. I'll put all of the information in the description box. I did film a kind of tentative TBR video and I'll also put that in the description box, but by the time you're watching this video that probably wouldn't really matter, but I do talk more in depth about books that I could read for the different prompts, which I'm not going to do here, but I'm going to go over the stack of books that I have next to me to talk about what I'm hoping to read this week. And let me tell you, it's pretty ambitious. So the readathon is from this Saturday, the 22nd, to next Sunday, which is the 29th or the 30th. I think it's the 30th. So it gives you 2 full weekends and a full week. So I'm fingers crossed. So first, and some of these books have nothing to do with the readathon, they're just books that I need to read this week. First I have The Ice Queen by Alice Hoffman, which I read about 50 pages of it this morning. I had started it a little bit ago and I'm now on page 62. It's only 211 pages, but I really need to finish this book before next Saturday, because next Saturday we are discussing this for my personal book club, and I'm the one who chose this book, so I probably should read it. But yeah, this book is kind of strange so far. I don't know that I really like it so far. I don't hate it, it's just like not... Honestly, I don't think it's really good for my mental health right now. It's about a woman who gets struck by lightning, and she kind of, so far, it's really just about like her depression and how she, like, I don't know that she wants to die, but she's like obsessed with death. It's very strange. I'm interested to see like what this book is actually about, but so far I'm kind of like meh. And then another book that has absolutely nothing to do with this readathon, but I need to read it because the week after next is my library book club, and we are reading The Gifted School by Bruce Holsinger, and I'm actually really excited to read this book. I've heard it compared to the Leanne Moriarty book. I'll put the title right here, but I've heard it compared to that, and so I'm really excited to read this book that we're reading for that book club. Other than that, I don't really know much about it. I read the first page, and so far I think this is gonna be interesting. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a thriller or if it's kind of just like rich people problems. I don't know. And then the next books, I don't know that they really have anything to do with it. Well, I'll talk through some of the prompts. One of the prompts is to read a book that's based on mythology, and so I have Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, and this is about a labyrinth. I won't say that I know that this is actually based on mythology, but I think it's inspired by mythology. It's also very short. It's like a little over 200 pages, I think. Yeah, it's like 230 pages, so I feel like this should be really fast. My brother also finished this, and he told me he really liked it, so I'm really excited to read it. I think it's funny, though, because it's by the same author who wrote Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and if you've seen that book, it's thick, and then this book is super tiny compared to it. But that's that. And then for a classic, I have 2 options. I have Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, which I'd really like to read, but I also just received the e-audiobook of The Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway, and it's narrated by Donald Sutherland, and it's only 2 hours long, so I could definitely finish that this week, so I'm probably going to read that one, but I also would like to at least start this one. And then there is another prompt for read a book by an author who lives in a country or is from a country that you've never read from before, and I have Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin. She is from Buenos Aires, but she currently lives in Berlin, and I've not read a book from an author from either of those countries, I think. I don't know if that I've read a book from an author who's from Germany. I might have without realizing, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But anyway, so this one is also very short. And this one is about, I know it's like about 2 people who I think get into a car accident, and then it's about strange psychological menace and otherworldly reality. I think it'll be interesting, and I think it'll be very suitable for a dark academic book club. So those are the books that I want to definitely read. One more option that is not really fitting any of the prompts, but I think would be a good book to read for a dark academic book club. I've got Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas, and this is a book that has been on my TBR for a bit. I need to read it for a video. So yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with the prompts, but you never know. For the other prompts, One of them is to bake something. I plan on making lemon bars tomorrow, and then I also have the stuff to make cinnamon rolls, which I'll do next weekend if I have the time. Other prompts, make a reading playlist. I don't know that I'll do that because I don't want to spend time on that. But yeah, other than that, this is what I'm doing this week. I have an appointment to get a tattoo at 1 o'clock. I'm really excited. It is a book themed tattoo and I can't wait to show it to you. I can't wait to see it myself, the way it turns out. I'm a little nervous. I haven't gotten a tattoo in like 7 years. I don't remember. But, so it's been a while. I've gotten a lot more sensitive to needles. Like, I don't like looking at them. And then I'm also kind of just like, this is a tattoo artist I've never been to. Like, I've seen his style, but I'm still a little nervous about like how it's going to turn out. I'm sure it's going to be fine, but I'm just like, I'm excited, but I'm also just like, I know it's not going to look terrible. I don't know. But yeah, so I have that in an hour. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to get as much of this read. I'm going to bring this with me. I'm going with my cousin and we're both getting a tattoo. So like while she's getting tattooed, I can read. I don't know that I'd be able to read while I'm getting tattooed. I'd probably be too distracted, but we'll see. I'd really like to finish this today because I don't want to spend any more time on this book than I have to. So yes, welcome to the vlog. Welcome to a dark academic reading vlog. I'm not really a dark academic type of person, but I enjoy the books, so we'll see. But anyway, yep, welcome to the vlog. I'll see you later. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I did not update the vlog at all yesterday because I was so exhausted. I'll show you my tattoo later. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It is really late this morning. I slept in so late today. I haven't done that in like months. It's crazy. We just hit Dunkin' Donuts to grab some breakfast and I got a bagel. I'm gonna eat that and try to read as much as the ice cream right now as possible. I didn't get any further. I'm on page 90, so I've got a little over half left. I'm really hoping to finish this today. I don't think I'm gonna have an issue. I really need to just sit down and read. Could take me maybe 2-3 hours to finish, so I'm gonna try to just knock this out right now and then make some lemon bars. Anywho, I wanted to talk about the fact that I finished The Ice Queen by Alice Hoffman. I'm giving it 3 stars. I'm not going to talk about it a lot in this video just because it's not technically a part of the readathon, but I did read it this week, so I'm going to count it. I'll wrap it up in my May wrap-up, which I probably will have already posted by the time you're seeing this video, so I will put the link to that in the description if you're curious to why I kind of hate that book and sort of like it at the same time. I have like very weird emotions about this book. Like, it made me cry multiple times, but at the same time, like, I hate certain aspects of it. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Hello everyone, it is definitely a while later. I showed you a little bit of footage of my lemon bars, but I unfortunately did not get that much vlog footage of that because I'm a bad vlogger today. But like I was saying earlier, I did finish The Ice Queen by Alice Hoffman, and so it's time for me to pick my next book. And I'm stuck between Piranesi by Susanna Clarke and Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just like read a few pages of each one and try to decide that way on how I want to continue. It looks like, as I'm just flipping through this, Fever Dream does not have any chapters, so that's fun. Did I pick up 2 books that don't have chapters? This one is cut off, separated into parts, And like each part, like there are like headings. I wouldn't call them chapters though, so good thing they're both short. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sit here. I have my dessert of some strawberries with some whipped cream, and I'll go ahead and read a few pages of each and try to decide that way which one I want to read next. Okay, so I have decided with Fever Dreams by Samantha Schweblin. So far, well, both of these books are going to be super weird, I already know. But this one is super intriguing. I'm already like, I don't want to put it down, so I think I'm going to go with that one. Also, it's super short, so I could probably finish it tonight if I really wanted to, but I want to watch some Netflix. So I am going to do that. I'm currently binging Call the Midwife for the third time, I think. I love that show. If you know me, you know I hate kids. Well, I don't hate kids. I just, it's just a baby, But I just really like the show, and it's very weird that I like the show, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch Call the Midwife, a few episodes, and then I'm going to get ready for bed and read this before bed. It's currently like 8 o'clock, so I have work tomorrow, so I don't want to stay up super late. And I'm also like, I'm already really tired, even though I slept in this morning, so I'm gonna go do that. Happy Monday, everyone. I promise. This is not a car vlog. Pinky promise. I came out to my car for lunch because it's so nice outside. I mean, some people might call nice weather like sunny and hot, but this cloudy, cold weather is what I want right now. I wanted to update on my reading just because I don't know that I'll be able to again today. I am reading Fever Dream, and I think I'm like on page 25 now. And so far it's just like really interesting, and I'm kind of nervous because like Samantha Schweblin will injure you however safe you may feel. A wonderful nightmare of a book. But I like the way that the story's told because the main character's kind of talking with someone and relaying a story. And we know from the beginning like who she's talking to, but I'm really interested to see like how did they get to that point? Because the main character is in the hospital, and I think I remember her saying something about her dying soon, so I'm just like, where is this going? How terrified am I going to be at the end of this? Okay, so I'm gonna finish up my lunch real quick and then try to get at least 10 minutes of reading in. Wasn't planning on updating, but I think I will just really quickly chat before my air conditioning pops back on. I'm about on to page 50. This is like reading super fast, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm just like super curious as to where the story's going. I feel like I kind of have an idea, but at the same time I'm just like, it could be completely something differently. So I'm really enjoying it. I will definitely be talking about this book at the end of the video. I really want to talk about this, so definitely if you've read this, let me know. I wanted to update on my reading. I just got home from physical therapy and I got ready for work tomorrow so that I can just focus on reading tonight and also YouTube editing. But anyway, I wanted to update on Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin. I finished this today at work and I don't know where I'm landing on a rating. There are some things that I really like about this book. I really enjoyed the style that it was written in, and kind of a she's like having a fever dream kind of, and it's kind of like an interview, and I liked the way that it was written and how it kind of just like kept going. There was no cuts, there were no breaks, there was no chapter breaks, and I liked that for this style of writing. So I thought that was really good. And the story itself was super interesting. I would call it horror in the kind of way that horror doesn't mean scary. It means like horror things, like there's people dying mysteriously in kind of that type of horror fashion, and kind of like a mystery kind of horror in that way. It's not scary, although there are some parts of it that are a little unsettling. Like last night I got to a part where I was just like, I'm gonna stop reading now before something happens that terrifies me, which I could have kept reading and I would have been fine, but I wasn't gonna risk it, you know? So I like it for that because I'm a chicken and I don't like reading like super scary things. I also really enjoyed how short it was and how like character development I feel like was unnecessary in this book. Like there's zero character development in this book, and I was 100% okay with it because like that was not the point of this book and you can clearly see that. So it wasn't missing to me. This was kind of just like an interesting kind of study in storytelling and just how to write an eerie feeling. But yeah, this is like kind of more about feeling rather than actual character development or plot. So I just really liked it. So I think I might end up giving it 4 stars just because I didn't love this. Like this isn't like a new favorite or something that I immediately, when I finished, was like 5-star book, you know? I'm definitely giving it 4 stars, but if you like weird books, I highly recommend this. If you're a horror fan, I would recommend this, but I do want to put it out there, like, it's not scary, so it's not that type of horror. But if you like weird, kind of eerie, like, okay, I'm gonna say this, like, if you like Josh Malerman's House at the Bottom of the Lake or whatever, you'd probably like this book. And if you don't like that book, you'd probably still like this one because I hated that book. But I can see how it's a similar like feel of eeriness. This is also translated work, and I mean, like, there's always going to be a part of you who is reading it as an English reader who doesn't read Spanish and is not trying to read the Spanish edition. Like, you don't know if like something is not being translated into English, you know? So I don't know that I am missing something, but it doesn't feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I'm getting the whole story as Samantha Schweblin has designed to write it. So that was good. The only thing that, like, when I finished it, I am somebody who likes ambiguous endings. Like, I like not knowing what's happening next, and I think it's interesting because I had this conversation with my cousin and we were saying, like, why, like, we were talking about like why people don't like them, and she was saying how like people have too much imagination and so like they need somebody to tell them, like, so like having an ambiguous ending really bothers them. But to me, I feel like it's like the opposite way, like people don't have enough imagination and so they need to be told what actually happens instead of like thinking about like, oh, maybe it's this or this or this or whatever. So like I thought that was interesting. But anyway, so this kind of has, I wouldn't say it's an ambiguous ending, it's just, and it's an ambiguous ending unrelated to our characters. It's just kind of a strange ending, which I'm okay with. I just, the way that it's worded, I think, kind of confused me. I think it's an interesting just kind of writing style that she has that kind of just, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't love the ending, although at the same time I do really like the ending. So I just really highly recommend this book. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna stop now because my air conditioning just clicked on. So goodbye. I did want to mention that I also started listening to Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend, which is what my new tattoo is based off of. And this is the 5th time I'm listening. It's just so good. And it just, like, as I was listening to the first few chapters, it was just like, it made me so happy that I now have a tattoo to make me think about it all of the time. Anyway, so I'm starting to listen to that, and I've decided my next book will be Letters to a Young Poet by Raina Maria Rilke, which is for the prompt extra credit read one of the host's favorite books, and this was a book that was favorited by Emma. And then I'm gonna try to read at least Yeah, I'm gonna try to read the preface, which is 3 pages long, of AOC, which is my pick for the nonfiction prompt, which is funny. It's politics, is like class, which I'm reading about a politician, so that fits, right? I'm really hoping to finish this week just because it's so short and I can try to read as much as possible each day and still read others at the same time. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and watch some Netflix and read the preface of this, and then I started reading Parker by Jack Harbin. It's an indie romance novel. I got the recommendation from Riley Marie, and so far I'm really liking it. This has nothing to do with the readathon, but I'm reading it this week because sometimes I like to have an ebook to read like while I'm in bed, just because it's easier to hold my phone or my Kindle rather than holding a hard copy of a book. So I'm also reading that. So I'm gonna watch Call the Midwife, one episode, Becca, one episode, and then I'm gonna go to bed because I want to have a decent night's sleep. So good night. Hello everyone, it is Wednesday evening. I'm about to go to bed, but I figured I'd pop one and say something. The color looks really weird in this clip and I don't know why. Anyway, I didn't want to come back on to tell you that I didn't read the preface, the 3-page preface to AOC last night, so I quickly read it before I started filming this clip. And that's what I read for that book. I did actually finish Parker by Jack Harbin, which has nothing to do with this readathon, but I read it because I wanted to read a romance novel, and there you go. I'm giving it a 4 stars out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I liked it better than the other book that I read by Jack Harbin, just because it was a bit longer, so therefore had a bit more depth, more development in it. I thought it was good. And that's where I'm going to leave it, since it has nothing to do with the readathon. I have not gotten into Letters from a Young Poet yet, and since it's now Wednesday night and I'm about to go to bed, I'm kind of realizing that I'm not going to get as much read as I wanted to for this vlog, for this readathon, and it's fine. But I'm gonna take my Nook again tomorrow with me to work to try to read some. We'll see what happens. I don't think I'm going to pick up another book before tomorrow. That's where I'm at. I'm still listening to Nevermore by Jessica Townsend, and of course I'm loving it. It just makes me so happy. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday night. I haven't done any new reading today except for listening to Nevermore on my commute. Other than that, I haven't been doing any other reading. Today's been a YouTube day, and it's gonna continue being a YouTube day because I'd really like to get a video up for tomorrow. I've been working on the same video for 3 weeks now, and I just want to be done with it. So here's hoping that I can get that up by tomorrow. Or by Saturday, who knows, whatever, I don't care. Anyway, I did want to pop on to say that I completed another prompt that I've completed from the very beginning that I didn't realize that I'd been completing. One of the prompts is to watch a movie or TV adaptation. And I've been watching Call the Midwife every night. If you don't know, Call the Midwife is based on a book, a memoir of the same name. So yeah, I've never read the book. Don't really plan on it unless like there's one day in my life when I finally start to like memoirs and biographies. If that ever happens, maybe I'll read that one. But not in the plans for a very long time. So yeah, I've been watching that. So I'm glad to be checking off another prompt. Tomorrow I go into work a bit later, which means I'm probably going to sleep in a little bit later, which means I'm not going to get any more reading done than usual. But I'd really, really like to read Letters to a Young Poet. So if I get my video edited enough where I feel like I can stop tonight and still have enough time to read, I'm going to at least try to read 1 page. That is the goal. Hello everyone. I am back home from work. 3-day weekend. Yay. So happy. I just had dinner. I was in dire need of pizza. Today, I don't want to say it was stressful. it was just kind of annoying, and I'm just finally ready to just hop into some reading for the weekend. As for reading plans for this weekend, I know I'm going to finish Pinky Promise. Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke. I read the first like 20-ish pages, or 15 to 20 pages, with like the translator's note and the introduction and whatnot, and so far I think I'm going to love it. I'm really excited to keep reading. If you don't know anything about it, I don't know much either. From what I'm gathering is that Rainer Maria Rilke was a poet, and he wrote letters to people to inspire them. That's kind of the vibe that I get from what this book is about, and just so far it's been like a lot about inspiring creativity, and I really like it, and I'm just gonna keep reading, and I'm really happy to keep reading because it's very moving and kind of like what I need right now from like feeling burnout from just starting a new journey part of my life. And then I also really need to read The Gifted School. So this book is pretty long actually. It's about 450 pages. I'm really hoping that it just is very engrossing and that I fly right through it, just because I need to finish this for book club on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens. So I feel like that might be the end of the reading prompts for me. I'll have completed 4, but I did read so far 3 books finished on my 4th and 5th, and then maybe I'll finish this for this vlog. So this is more like a, because you know it's like college courses, so instead of focusing on my required reading, I read what I wanted to. As it goes for many of us when we're in school. Not me though. The was complete opposite of me. When I was in school, I was very responsible and I read what I was supposed to when I was supposed to. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I actually am going to film a video, and then I kind of just want to completely 100% get it edited and ready to upload tomorrow, and then I will get into reading. So I hope you had a great Friday, better than mine, and I will see you tomorrow. Isn't it just a lovely morning? The whole carton. This beautiful dough. Just want to touch it. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Happy Saturday, everyone. It's Saturday evening. I'm about to just get in bed and read, but I wanted to just talk about my day a little bit. I did not really read anything besides my audiobook, still listening to Nevermore, and I had my book club today for The Ice Queen by Alice Hoffman, and then I ended up going to the movies for the first time in over a year, and that was really nice. So overall, a great day, and I'm so happy that I still have 2 more days of my weekend left, because 3-day weekend! As for what I want to read tonight, I think I might read just like a couple. I want to try to hit like 10 pages of Letters to a Young Poet. I'm going to do that a little bit, so I'm going to read. I don't really want to watch TV. I'm tired of looking at a screen, so I'm going to try not to do that anymore tonight. That's why I keep closing my eyes instead of looking at what happens. I really just want to start a new book, just like a completely different book. I just want to grab a new book that has nothing to do with this TBR, because I'm just like, I'm so tired of just reading what I'm supposed to read, or what I have to read, or what I set myself up to read. I just want to read. I just want to mood read. So that's what I'm going to do after 10 pages of Letters to a Young Poet. So, see you tomorrow. Happy Sunday, everyone. I woke up really late today and then just got back from Target. I'm currently icing my neck because I pulled a muscle. Because I'm just a broken person, you know? You know? I haven't done any reading. I read 10 pages of Letters to a Young Poet last night, so I'm gonna go ahead and sit down right now and just try to knock it out. I'm feeling a little like iffy about this just because I do get why it's so popular, and maybe I'll get more of that when I get through it more, but it's kind of like the same way I feel about The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Like, it's like a life lesson, kind of obvious, something that you would tell to a child, but like is super basic for an adult. So that's why I don't love that book. Though I do think it's well written and everything, but anyway. So that's kind of how I'm feeling about this, although like there are some quotes that I really like and I've highlighted them. And maybe once I finish, I will share some of those. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And then I picked up from the library yesterday Delicates by Brenna Thumler. This is the second book, the sequel to Sheets, which I read last year, and I absolutely loved it. I love the artwork so much. It's so cute. I love the colors. I'm just so excited to read this. So once I'm finished that, I'm gonna jump into this. My goal is to read 6 books in the next 2 days, which might sound very ambitious, but I think I might be reading a lot of graphic novels. So my goal for May was to read, I think, 15 books, and I've got 6 books left to read. So I'll have Letters from a Young Poet to a Young Poet. I'll have Nevermore, which I've got 10% left in the audiobook. I'll have Sheets, or Delicates, that'll be 3, and then I need to read 3 more books, so I'll probably read 3 volumes of Lumberjanes. I don't really have any other short books right now. I might try to like find a romance novella. So I'm gonna go ahead and start reading Letters to a Young Poet, and then I will jump into Delicates, and then try to hit Nevermore sometime today. We'll see. We'll see what I do, but I'm gonna start reading now while I ice my neck. I wanted to go ahead and talk about the readathon and what I was able to complete. As far as like the college course kind of thing, I feel like I was a rebellious college student, university student, and I paid more attention to what I wanted to read rather than required reading. But I did complete some prompts, and let's go over them. So for the culinary studies bake something, I definitely did a lot of baking. I made some lemon bars and I made cinnamon rolls, so check. I did not read a mythology book, so I did not pass history. For English, I also did not read a classic, so I did not pass English. I am gonna double up on prompts just so I feel a bit more accomplished. For politics, read a nonfiction. Letters to a Young Poet is technically nonfiction, so I did complete that. I guess it's also technically a classic, because it was written in the 20s? I'm counting it. Creative writing, write something. I still have time to do that, so I think I will try to write some flash fiction later. Film, watch a book to movie adaptation. I did watch Call the Midwife pretty much all week long, so I'm counting that even though it's not a movie. I don't care. Geography, read a book from a country you've never read before, and I definitely did that with Fever Dream. Music, make a reading playlist. I did not do that, and I wasn't really planning on it anyway. And then extra credit, read one of the host's favorite books, and I did read Letters to a Young Poet. So counting the prompts that I doubled up on, tripled up on, I completed all but 3 of the prompts. One of them I'm still planning on completing though. But in total, I did read a lot this weekend. Not only did I just finish Letters to a Young Poet, I did also read Delicates by Brenna Thumler, which I'll talk more about later in the vlog. I decided that I'm going to extend this vlog through tomorrow because tomorrow's Memorial Day, and I do want to finish my reading challenge for May, and I want to read 15 books, so I've got 4 books left to go. It's ambitious, but I'm pretty sure I can do it. I want to finish Nevermore. I've got about 10% left of the audiobook, and while I do that, I'm gonna do some planning because I need to plan. Hello everyone, happy Monday. It is Memorial Day and I have the day off. I am going to attempt and succeed at completing my May goal of reading 15 books. I am only 2 books away, so that means I'm going to read a graphic novel. I think the plan is I'm going to read Lumberjanes Volume 2. Then I'm going to try to get as much of this read as possible. And then after dinner, I'm going to read Lumberjanes Volume 3 or a different graphic novel if I find one that I don't want, a different one that I want to read so that I can complete my May goal. This I'm only reading because it is my library book club pick for Wednesday. We are discussing it and I just read the prologue. So I've got about 440 pages to go. Hopefully it's a quick read. I don't know though. It might be completely terrible. We will see. Let me just do a quick Kindle search for graphic novel, and then filter Kindle Unlimited. I'm not even gonna comment on the things that I'm seeing right now. Okay, let me not search graphic. Let's go ahead and just search Lumberjanes. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and read Lumberjanes Volume 2 and then read as much of this as possible, and then I think I'll end May with Road to Winter. Hello everyone, I have come to wrap up the vlog. So it turns out that I have already finished my May reading goal of reading 15 books. I remembered after comparing Goodreads to Read More, which is the other app I've been using to track my reading, that I was off by a book on Read More because Read More is a bit newer and they don't have as many books in the database, so I had to add one in it and I completely forgot about that. So I did that and now I've read 15 books. So let's go ahead and wrap up the reading vlog. I spent this afternoon updating my reading journal. It's kind of funny because you can see how like previously I've been writing quite a bit for the books that I've been reading, but like I was so behind, like 20-ish books behind, that I was like, okay, no, I'm just gonna write down like one sentence and that's it. And then I also made a spread for the Modern Mrs. Darcy Reading Challenge that I need to go through and decide which books that I want to read from the list. But back to what I read during this video, actually quite a lot, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so this vlog started last Saturday, which I started this readathon off with The Ice Queen by Alice Hoffman, which I gave 3 stars. It was my book club book. It was kind of just meh, wanted a lot more from it, and that's it. Then I read Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin. I'm giving that book 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was definitely very eerie, very creepy. I also read Parker by Jack Harbin, which is a romance novel that has nothing to do with the readathon. I am giving that book 4 stars. I really liked how intense it was, how it was kind of like a hard-hitting contemporary romance. And it had pretty excellent steamy scenes, so I really enjoyed that one. Then I also finished my reread of The Trials of Morgan Crow, Nevermore, by Jessica Townsend. 5 stars, 100% 5 stars. I will love that book forever, no matter how many times that I've listened to it. That was number 4, by the way. And then I finished yesterday Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke, and I'm giving it 3 stars. There were some good quotes, but overall it was just fine. Nothing that I'm really thrilled about, but it is what it is. I also read yesterday Delicates by Brenda Thumler, which I am giving 4 stars. I definitely still am in love with the artwork and also just like the color scheme that's used. I love it. It's beautiful. The only thing I didn't love about this book compared to the first book in the series, Sheets, I just felt like there weren't enough ghost scenes. Like the first book has a lot of ghost scenes, and there's more Wendell, who is the ghost in the book, and this one had a lot less of that. And I just wish there was a little bit more of him. It was also very hard-hitting. Definite trigger warning for depression and suicidal thoughts. Still a great graphic novel. And then this morning I read Lumberjanes Volume 2 by Noelle Stevenson and all of the other authors and illustrators that go with that. It's such a fun graphic novel series. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. It is a children's graphic novel series, but it's so fun. If you've read Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, I think you'll also like this series as well. It's just very adventurous and fun and snarky, and like the girl group is like, they're just such great friends, and the way that they react with each other is just really funny. If you're also a fan of Rat Queens, the graphic novel series, as I am, I love it. I feel like this is kind of a Rat Queens but for kids. So highly recommend that series as well. I'm giving that graphic novel a 4-star. And then today I got quite actually more than I was expecting. I'm on page 125 of The Gifted School by Bruce Holsinger. This book is kind of not what I was expecting. A few different things. Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. The way that book is written is very similar to how this is written. And there was also something that happens in that book that I think is going to happen in this book. And then also it kind of reminds me of, if you've read Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed, the way that the white mom, who's like the main character's employer because she's their nanny, the way that white mom talks about her life and her friends and her kid is like exactly how these people are. It's kind of just like not even rich people drama, it's kind of just parent mommy drama. And I don't really care for that, so I'm gonna keep reading because it's for my book club. I don't know that I'll finish by then. I'm interested to see what happens. Like, what's the big plot point? What's gonna happen? What's the big issue, you know? So I do have quite a bit of time I'll spend in my car tomorrow that I hope will be able to get a lot of the audiobook read. That's what I was doing this afternoon while I was filling out my reading journal. I was just listening to the audiobook. Alright, so that is it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you participated in the Dark Academic Book Club readathon, what did you read? What was your favorite part? Let me know in the comments, or if you've read any of these books. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye!